Hey guys, today we're going to find the volume of spheres and composite figures. So first of all, let's talk about what a sphere is. A sphere is the set of points in space that are all a given distance from the center. Another way to put it, it's kind of like a ball. Now, to find the volume of a sphere, since it's round, that means pi is going to be involved. So we're going to take 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. So remember, the radius is just going to go from the center out to the side, just like it did before in a circle. So let's find the volume of these spheres. So the volume is going to be 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. So we're going to take 4/3 pi times, oopsies, not squared, cubed. So this 12 right here, that's my radius. Put that in for r. So now, just like we did with everything else with pi's in it, we're going to go ahead and put everything into our calculator except for the pi. So we'll put 4/3 times 12, and we'll use the a to the b to get the third power. And we'll get 2,304. So that's going to be 2,304 pi for the volume of that sphere. In this next one, we're still going to use 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. That 18 is going the entire way across the circle. So that means just from the center out to the side means my radius is going to be 9. Then you're going to put that into your calculator just like you did before. Everything except for the pi will go in our answer. So we'll change this 12 to a 9. 4/3 times 9 cubed is 972. So this will be 972 pi. All right, on this next one, that's half of a sphere. You don't need to know this, but that's called a hemisphere. So to find the volume of half of a sphere, we're just going to put 1/2 in front of that 4/3 pi times the radius squared. I'm sorry, cubed. Cubed, radius cubed. So we'll go ahead and pop in 3 for our radius here. And when we put that into our calculator, everything except for that pi, we're going to end up with 18. So the volume of that half sphere is 18 pi. Now we're going to find the volume of the composite figures. Now, composite figures are figures that have, they're breaking up into basic figures that we can find the volumes of and then add them all together. So we have two different things going on here. On the top, we have a half sphere. And on the bottom, we have a cylinder. Now, the volume of a half sphere, we're going to do 1/2 times the volume of a sphere, 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. It shows me that the radius of the sphere right here is going to be 4. So when we put that into our calculator, everything except for the pi, 1/2 times 4/3 times 4 cubed is going to give us, let's see, 42.6 repeating. So whenever you have a decimal that repeats, so 0.6666666 on and on forever, we just write one of the 6 and gives it a little hat. Now for the cylinder, we find the volume of a cylinder by taking pi times the radius squared times the height. Our radius here is still 4. It'll be squared. And then the height, the distance between those two circles, is going to be 5. So when we put that into our calculator, everything except for the pi, we're going to end up with 80 pi when we take 4 squared times 5. So then, for the total volume, we will add those together. 42.6 repeating pi plus 80 pi. Now, since both of those have pi's, I can add those coefficients together. And I'll get 122.6 repeating pi for the volume of that whole thing. Good deal. Now let's look at the next one. So the top is a pyramid. And we know that we can find the volume of a pyramid by taking the area of the base times the height and dividing by 3. The bottom is a prism. It's a cube, but I'm just going to call it a prism for right now. Volume is the area of the base times the height. Now, the good news is that the area of that base is going to be the same for both of them. So let's talk about finding B. B is a square. So we're going to have to take 6 times 6 and get 36 for the area of the base. So for the pyramid, we'll have 36 times, then we'll figure out what the height is and divide by 3. For the volume of the prism, we'll take 36 and multiply it by the height. Now, with the prism, the height of this guy is going to be 6. So when we take 36 times 6, the volume of that cube is going to give me 216. Now, the height of the pyramid, we can see right here that the height of my pyramid is 6. So we'll pop him in. So 36 times 6 divided by 3 for the volume of the pyramid is going to give me 72. Good deal. So now for the total, we'll take the volume of that cube and add the volume of the pyramid to it. Take 216 plus 72, and we'll get 288 for our total volume. Okay, one last one. So on top we have a cone. We find the volume of a cone by taking pi times the radius squared times the height divided by 3. They show me down here that the distance entirely across that circle is 6. So that means that my radius right here is going to be 3. The height of my cone right here is 9. So I'll take pi times 3 squared times 9 divided by 3. And when we pop that into our calculator for the volume of the cone, we'll end up with 27 pi. Then we have that cylinder on the bottom. We're going to find the volume of the cylinder by taking pi times the radius squared times the height. We already figured out that for both of these, our radius was 3. The height of this cylinder, the distance between those two circles, is 8. So then we'll take 3 squared times 8 in our calculator, leave the pi off. We'll end up with 72. So for the total volume, we're going to add those together, 27 pi plus 72 pi. And that will leave me with 99 pi for the volume of the entire thing. All right, see you guys later.